Okay, so Q&A number 8, is it? I've lost count. But yeah, at some point in this video or one of the videos in this series, if I do decide to split it up, we'll have the winner announced. If you are the winner, then you have to have watched to confirm you are the winner. So if you can't be bothered to watch this video and you win, then you don't win anything because you can't know you've won. Quite simple. I'm not going to reach out to you and waste my own time doing that if you can't be bothered to spend your time watching my video. Okay, anyway, I don't want to get mean about that, but that's how I do these things. So, Cube 2J, how did you get into cubing? One day I grew tall enough to reach the cube on the shelf. I messed it up, annoyed my mum by getting her to solve it many times, and eventually she just taught me how to do it. That's it really. I then practiced and focused on it. Got obsessed with it, I guess. Maglev Cubing asked, what is 7 minutes, seconds? What is 42 plus 27? You see, you've later said when somebody asked, you're just getting him to do your maths homework, and then he replied, it is for funny numbers. Now, firstly, if you are trying to get me to do your maths homework, then that's incredibly easy maths homework, and you should be able to do it yourself. And secondly, if it is for funny numbers, well, sorry, but tough. You should be able to do such questions yourself. Maybe I should give you more difficult maths questions. How many? What is 7 cubed? Obviously, that's not how many pieces make 7 plus. And if you think it is, you're stupid. Okay, right. Arjun Sharma. Are there any cubing events you believe are overrated or underrated? Let's annoy Harry by telling him the truth that Scube is a stupid event, very much overrated. Yeah, what else? I don't know really, they all have their place in the World Cube Association, I think. And yeah, I mean, it's a bit weird having clock in the WCA, but people seem to like it, so leave it there. I was interested in talking to Martin Vedeligal about what, because he forces himself to focus on everything because he wants to maintain being #1 for summer ranks, and he was very glad that Fee got removed because he doesn't have to do it anymore. But I mean, I'm not like that. If I don't like an event, I just don't practice it. And occasionally I compete in it and sometimes do okay. It's a bit weird, still using beginner method and averaging sub 10 at Scube. Getting top 100 in the UK for 2x2 average without knowing without knowing many proper CLLs, literally using CLLs from 300. I am finally learning proper CLL now. Player999 asks, how old are you? 19. Yep. Okay, Sir Lottle has a lot of questions. How did you get into cubing? Has already been answered. How did you start your channel? In 2017 I decided to start a channel. I think my first video was unboxing some cheap or queer Shuang and a few other cubes. And then, yeah, I just kept uploading videos, and then when I started my store, could have started a new channel, but I figured it was best to use a channel I've already got instead of starting again. And then yeah, my other channel does still exist, and I do occasionally still upload some videos to it, including recently my 458 8x8 solve and the 1 centimeter cube world record. When was your first comp? Guildford Open, October 2016. What did you average when you went to your first comp? On 3x3, well, I got a 35 average, but with accounting 50 something. I think I averaged about 25 at the time, and I did actually get an 18 single in that average, so it was one of the most inconsistent averages ever, really. Tips on learning full OLL, learn it, basically. An hour a day, just, or more, like I'm doing with 2x2 at the moment. Yeah, just learn it. There's not really much more to say. Just learn it, and yeah. Do you think the WRM maglev is worth it? What do you mean by worth it? Is it a good cube? Yes. Will some people like it? Yes. Will some people not like it? Yes. You can mess around a lot with the setup, so you can make it feel pretty much what you like. It's got all the magnet strength settings and all that. So yeah, probably is worth it if you want to spend £23 on a new cube. And, but like, try different options. Go to a cubing competition, try different cubes, see what you like. You might like this Tornado V2, which I don't like. What are some of your favourite shows? This is difficult really, because these days I pretty much only watch the news and random YouTube videos. So I don't really know. Quite like YouTubers, like half as interesting, Wendover Productions, that sort of thing, but like, and then I basically watch cubing related stuff as well, but I'm asking that later on. What is your #1 favourite cube? Some of the big cubes I've been really impressed with the quality of. Things like the MGC 7x7, the new Diane Neza 5x5, stuff like that is just really impressive that they can make such good cubes with so many pieces that just turn so well, but then every so often they seem to improve them ever so slightly. Like I thought, how can you make a cube better than about 5? And then they released the Outtrack WRM. And I was like, how can they make a cube better than this? And then they released the Diane Neza. Well, yeah, okay, improve them. Who's your favourite actor? I really don't know, because I don't pay attention to names of actors and things like that. I just never really got into that. Last but not least, who is your favourite cubing YouTuber? I don't know really. There's a lot of good cubing YouTubers up there. Quite interesting to watch. It's quite funny going through like YouTube Studio, and it's like YouTubers that your viewers will also watch, and I go through them and yeah, I watch him, I watch him, I watch him, basically everyone. And then videos your viewers have already watched, have also watched in the last 28 days, and I go through them. Yeah, I've watched that, and that. Yeah, pretty much everything you watch, I watch as well, it seems. But I don't know who's my favourite. What is your PB on 7x7? 220. I've actually got 220.1 something twice now. It'd be nice to just shave 2 seconds off that so I can at least say I've unofficially broken NR. I have actually unofficially broken NR mean by 2.5. Oh, Speedy Gone Cuba, how many digits of pi do you know? Right, I want to try this. I want to try and beat Matt Parker. Okay, right. 3.419 265 NS 793 338 5279 52497 6939 371 23 7 646 Yeah, not quite 14 seconds. To recite 100 digits of pi. I reckon I can beat his 13.1 if I try, but I don't know whether I can be bothered. I do actually know another 200. I know 300, but yeah, it's been a long time since I've done more short, but what is the point? So, you can create a circle the size of the known universe with no mistake larger than a hydrogen atom with 39 digits of pi. And obviously I just recited that in the first like 5 seconds. That's all you need. Like, there is absolutely no point in using any more. In fact, I think for the most precise operations, NASA only use 15 digits. So yeah, you don't need any more. It's completely useless. Right, okay. Stacey and Michael. Hey Dan, I've seen and watched your channel and store grow over a few years now. Also, you as a top UK cuber, I always come to you for all my family's cubing needs, and it's always spot on my questions from my little girl who thinks you're awesome. Have you ever come across people who make fun of cubing and try to think differently about it? My little girl is mad about cubing, but I guess she has friends who try and make fun of it. I tell her that they are not even smart enough to understand cubing, so don't let them bother you. Okay, yep, well, I mean, most of the stuff I experienced at primary school was before I started cubing, so I don't really know what to say to that, but obviously I was different, and there were things like that going on, but I guess you just have to get through it, really. Like, there's not much you can do, because if you tell them that you don't like it, they just do it more because they know, oh, we could have some fun like that. So I guess try and ignore it. I can imagine it's probably even more difficult for girls though, because they talk to each other a lot more from my experience. I mean, by the end of primary school we just played football, and it's like, I'm rubbish at football, but like I can still play it and not talk that much. But yeah, it's difficult, and you just have to keep at it. And of course, go to cubing competitions, because if you go to cubing competitions, everybody's a cuber, so there's no issue there. And just find other people there who get on with, and race each other, practice, share various tips. Yeah, there's a lot you can do. Miss Donmus, what's the hardest non-WCA twisty puzzle you ever seen? This is not WCA. It's difficult to say. I mean, I've seen all sorts of weird stuff that I don't really want to try. Because like, things like the 33 by 33, of course I could solve it. And I've solved a gigamix once. I've never solved anything bigger than a gigamix, but I don't see any reason I couldn't. So I can't really say stuff like that. And then like, I guess, well, I don't know how to do the metamorphoses at the moment, but like they're the same thing apparently, so maybe if I try to figure it out. So there's probably all sorts of like bandage stuff, like the puppet cubes are really difficult. And I've never managed to solve them, and considering how much time J-Perm clearly spent on it to make his video, they must be very difficult, but like surely you can make even harder versions of that. So I really don't know, it's very difficult to say. What comedy shows / films are your favourite? I don't know, I don't watch much stuff like that. I watch headliners or TV news, I guess. It's the only comedy I really watch these days, if you can even call it comedy. I mean, they are technically comedians, so... Lego Lancer, how long have you been cubing? 9 years, let's do the math, 9 years, 7 months, and 20 days since I solved my first cube. Right. AB the Cuber, what are the most popular cubes which should not be? Tornado V2, yeah, disgraceful. I shouldn't say that, some people like it. Other cubes are popular, shouldn't be. I don't know, have their place. I think the MGC 5x5 is a bit overrated, personally, but I don't think it's that bad. You won't really go wrong if you get it, so I don't know. Historically, what else has there been? Yeah, it's not much. I do think the GAN 356M is still overselling on my site. Like, it's like the GAN 11M is better, it's also £1 cheaper, but I still seem to sell quite a few GAN 356Ms, although it has been going down recently, so I don't know, whether that's finally over. I mean, it's great that I'm selling cubes, but it's like, well, why are you buying that one? Like, it's outdated. Still a decent cube, but like, there are better options out there. Rob Hulley, which 3x3 has the strongest magnets? You know, I have considered actually getting a magnetometer and trying to actually measure magnet strength on cubes, but they're quite expensive, so I don't think I'll bother. I don't know, really. Maybe something like the GTS 3M, or like maybe just, yeah, any of these cubes with interchangeable magnets and just putting on the strongest setting. I don't know, really. Amphibian Hoplite. I'm just waiting for the Tornado V3 release and I'm not asking a question. Well, yeah, but I can turn your non-question into a question. This is a Tornado V2. I don't like it. It's a decent cube, but I think there are better options. The issue is, it can't corner up properly. There is a dead spot where it just doesn't work. And that's really stupid, and any cube that has it is trouble. Although, I mean, look at this. GAN 11M Pro. You can corner cut from anywhere. GAN 12 maglet. Well, it's difficult to test corner cutting on this just because of the extra strong magnets that line it up. But yeah, cubes should have the full range of corner cutting in 2022, and the Tornado V2 doesn't. I think I did try the Tornado V3 from that Patrick Ponce had at Euros, and I really liked it. So yeah, hopefully it'll be released soon and it'll be really good. But Max, your felt he had to put in his video. I've had many people asking when this will be released, but I have no more information than you do because GE haven't told me. So hopefully it won't be too long. Ross Oliver. Hi Daniel, is this a question? Well, I think it is, but it's not really relevant, is it? So what's your favourite small 3x? Well, I mean, it's really impressive that this cube exists and actually turns. Not sure it's my favourite one. I think the Zelong Mini 3x3 is really good, the GAN Mini M Pro is really good, and if you have tiny hands, then consider getting them, but I don't, so I'm not using them. Rud Polly, congrats on 1K. How many cubes do you sell every month? Well, with all these like stalls at cubing competitions, that's gone up significantly last month actually. Probably, well, I mean, it went down because I was at Euros and Norwegian Champs, so I couldn't ship for a while. I still got a fair number of orders during that period. But yeah, I'm like probably coming up to 1,000 last month. Probably a lot higher than, might be even over 1,000 last month, but that's probably a lot higher than average because I had 2 stalls. But then I got Cheltenham this month, and we'll see what happens next month. Right, Mark Ingrams asks, do you expect to continue with cubing in the store after you finish university? Yes, I do, and I'll have to see exactly what happens, but hopefully the store will be big enough by then that I can get a proper small warehouse or store or something and just throw it from there. Maybe actually employ somebody, that'd be nice. It's not just me, obviously. Before anybody starts off about like requirements, be a good cuber, realistically better than me, hopefully, and know your stuff about cubing. Right, although it was rather interesting to find like Martin Vedel-Edgar just doesn't seem to care about new cubes and making sure he has the best cubes, which I was quite surprised at because it's like, well, surely if you want to be the best at everything, like you're actively trying to be the best in summer ranks and you haven't tried this cube, you haven't tried that cube, you don't know whether this might be better. It's like, surely, like, if that cube's better, you could be shaving like 0.1 seconds off your average on one of these smaller events, even like multiple seconds on big cubes. Like, surely you want to do that. But it seems he doesn't, he just wants to practice a lot, which probably a good thing. It's Manoa. How did you get into cubing? Already answered. Is a GAN 11M Pro worth money? Well, this is the same question as the WRM magnet. It's like, yes, probably, but I don't know. Do you like good cubes? Do you like cubes that are quite fast? It's really hard to say. Will getting a GAN 11M Pro make you want to practice more? If yes, get it. If no, don't. Like, what else can I say? Still quite a popular cube on my side. What's your PB at comp? Well, assuming you mean 3x3, 6.52 I think it is. 6.5 something, which was, I think your last layer skipped, which was quite funny. How long have you been cubing right now? Already answered that. Okay, right, so I'm going to end this section and then we'll get part 2.